The House will be in order. Sergeant at Arms.
Mr. Speaker, the Senate requests to be admitted into the chamber for the joint session.
Will the Sergeant at Arms of the House and the Sergeant at Arms of the Senate please escort President of the Senate Brad Owen and Senator Andy Billig to the seat out on the rostrum. The senators are invited within the chamber. It is our privilege to host the Medal of Valor and the Medal of Merit ceremonies. We welcome you, President Owen, and our colleagues from the Senate, and all others guests who are with us today. It is now my pleasure to call upon President of the Senate, Brad Owen, to preside over the joint session.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The clerk will call the roll of the members of the House.
Appleton, Bergquist, Blake, Buys, Caldeer, Carlisle, Chandler, Cliburn, Cody, Condata, DeBolt, Dent, Dunshee, Fagan, Farrell, Fye, Fitzgibbon, Goodman, Gregerson, Gregory, Griffey, Haler, Hanson, Hargrove, Harmsworth, Harris, Hawkins, Hayes, Holy, Hudgens, Hunt G, Hunt S, Hunter, Hurst, Jenkins, Johnson, Kagi, Kilduff, Kirby, Clippert, Kochmar, Kretz, Christensen, Litton, McEwen, Mogendans, Manweller, McBride, McCabe, McCaslin, Moeller, Morris, Moscoso, Murray, Neely, Orcutt, Ormsby, Ortiz-Self, Orwell, Parker, Peterson, Pettigrew, Pike, Paulette, Rakedahl, Riccelli, Robinson, Rodney, Ryu, Santos, Sawyer, Schmick, Scott, Sells, Sen, Shea, Short, Smith, Springer, Stambaugh, Stanford, Stokesbury, Sullivan, Taco, Tarleton, Taylor, Theringer, Vandeweghe, Van Werven, Vick, Walkinshaw, Walsh, Wilcox, Wilson, Wiley, Young, Zeiger. Mr. Speaker.
The clerk will call the roll of the members of the Washington State Senate.
Angel, Bailey, Baumgartner, Becker, Benton, Billig, Braun, Brown, Chase, Cleveland, Conway, Danmeyer, Danzel, Darneal, Erickson, Fain, Frazier, Frocht, Habib, Hargrove, Hasagawa, Hatfield, Hewitt, Hill, Hobbs, Honeyford, Giapol, Kaiser, King, Colwells, Leas, Litzo, McAuliffe, McCoy, Malosha, Mullet, Nelson, Oban, Padden, Parlett, Pearson, Peterson, Ranker, Rivers, Roach, Robinson, Rolfus, Schessler, Sheldon, Warnick. Mr. President, a quorum is present.
The President appoints a special committee to escort the Honorable Supreme Court Justices to the House Chamber. Representatives Christine Kilduff and Norma Smith, Senators Mike Patton and Christine Rolfus. The President also appoints a special committee of honor to escort the statewide elected officials to the House chamber. Representatives Marcus Rosselli and David Hayes, Senators Brian Dansel and Rosemary McAuliffe. The President would appoint a special committee of honor to advise His Excellency Governor Jay Inslee that the joint session has assembled and to escort him to the House chamber. Representatives Joan McBride and Mark Hamsworth, Senators Pramila Jayapal and Pam Roach. The President would further appoint a special committee of honor to escort our very distinguished guests, the Medal of Merit and Medal of Valor honorees, to the House chamber. Representatives Mia Gregerson, Dan Christensen, Elizabeth Scott, Senators Karen Fraser and Kirk Pearson. Mr. Sergeant Arms Harris.
Mr. President, the Supreme Court justices have arrived.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Will the Committee of Honor please escort the distinguished Supreme Court justices to the rostrum? It's always a great honor for the President to be able to introduce the members of the Supreme Court that are with us today. Seated at the rostrum, Chief Justice Barbara Madsen, Justice Susan Owens, Justice Deborah Stevens, Justice Cheryl Gordon McLeod, and Justice Mary Yu. Mr. Sergeant Arms Harris.
Mr. President, the statewide elected officials have arrived.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant Arms. Will the Committee of Honor please escort the distinguished statewide elected officials to the rostrum? Again, it's a pleasure for the President to be able to introduce our distinguished statewide elected officials that have joined us today. Secretary of State Kim Wyman, State Treasurer Jim McIntyre, Commissioner of Public Lands, Peter Goldmark. Mr. Sergeant at Arms Harris.
Mr. President, His Excellency Governor Jay Inslee has arrived.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Will the Committee of Honor please escort His Excellency Governor Inslee to his place at the rostrum? Yes, sir. Mr. Sergeant at Arms Harris.
Mr. President, the Medal of Honor and Medal of Valor honorees have arrived.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. Will the Committee of Honor please escort the remarkable and inspirational Medal of Merit and Medal of Valor honorees to the rostrum? Of course, it is an extreme honor for the President to be able to welcome and introduce these amazing people to you. We will do introductions on their accomplishments at a later point in the program, but please help me welcome our Medal of Merit honorees, Gretchen Shoddy, and on behalf of Billy Frank Jr., Willie and Tobin Frank, and of course our outstanding Medal of Valor recipients, Brantley Stupi on behalf of the City of Arlington, Quinn Nations on behalf of the town of Darrington, Willie Harper on behalf of the community of Oso, and Kevin Lennon, Vice Chair of the Soxhawtl Indian Tribe. Of course, it is always a great honor when the First Lady joins us. First Lady Trudy Inslee is with us today. Would you please stand and be recognized? I understand that Medal of Merit recipient from 2007, Bill Gates Sr. is with us today. (2007) Medal of Valor recipient Timothy Bourassa and his wife Janie are with us today, I believe. Okay. And we have a couple old-timers around here. Former Secretaries of State Ralph Monroe and Sam Reed are with us today. I say that because I think they're the only former or existing statewide elected officials that are older than I am. So I gotta. And we're privileged to have former member of this great body here, Snohomish County Executive John Lovick is with us. Yeah. And very important person to the events that we're honoring people for today. John Pennington, Director of Department of Emergency Management, Snohomish County, is with us as well, former member. We are honored today to have our flags escorted to the rostrum by the Darrington Fire District 24 Color Guard. They will now present the colors. The national anthem will be sung by Holly Harmon of Olympia.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance Our prayer today is offered by Reverend Joel Johnson, chaplain of the Oso Fire Department and pastor at Assembly of God Church in Arlington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Would you please join me? Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to gather here today to honor and celebrate the spirit of community. Please bless everyone who is represented here today. We recognize the sense of unity that brought us together in the face of great adversities. Help us to continue to be strong and stand together in the days ahead. During this time especially, we ask for comfort, peace, and strength. Encourage us as we look to the future with great hope. For our legislative representatives, we ask you for guidance, direction, clarity, and wisdom in every decision made. Please bless them with creativity to find new, dynamic, and exciting solutions to any challenges. Help us all with our common goal to leave an amazing legacy for Washington State. We humbly ask these things. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. It's now my great pleasure to honor the amazing work of Gretchen Shoddy. First off, the purpose of this joint session is to present the Washington State Medal of Valor and the Washington State Medal of Merit Awards to some of our state's most outstanding and distinguished citizens. I skipped over. First, I'm going to introduce Secretary of State Kim Wyman, who's going to make remarks regarding the Medal of Merit.
Thank you, Mr. President. For a moment, I thought I was going to get off the hook there, but apparently not. Thank you all for being here for this significant event. Our collective hearts are filled with gratitude and respect for all those being recognized today. The Medal of Merit is the highest award given by our state to Washingtonians. It honors those whose extraordinary achievements have benefited others. This recognition was created by the legislature in 1986. Recipients are selected by the State Medal of Merit Committee, which consists of the governor, the president of the Senate, the Speaker of the House, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. The first Medal of Merit ceremony was held in 1987. Since then, 30 people have received this prestigious honor. The Medal of Merit has the name of the recipient engraved on the back with the following inscription: for exceptionally meritorious conduct in performing outstanding services to the people and the state of Washington. It is a privilege to personally congratulate the two individuals being recognized with the 2015 Medal of Merit for a lifetime of remarkable achievements. Thank you.
Now, it is my pleasure to honor the amazing work of Gretchen Shoddy, an outstanding individual. Gretchen Shoddy is a founder of Harmony Hill Retreat Center in Union, a center focused on wellness and renewal for individuals and families affected by a cancer diagnosis. This care is provided at no cost to the participants. She pioneered a supporting response to cancer diagnosis that has become a national model focusing beyond the cancer diagnosis to support overall health and wellness. Ms. Shadi has been a groundbreaking healthcare professional, emergency first responder, educator, and volunteer for 50 years. She has been a leader in promoting health and wellness as a community-wide effort and a leader in Mason County health and safety programs for over 2 decades. As a former public health nurse, a past director of Mason County Drug Abuse Prevention, and as a firefighter and critical incident responder in Mason County. She is an amazing and caring individual who is well deserving of our highest honor. It is our great privilege to present the Medal of Merit to Gretchen Shadi. Hold this up. She's good.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Owen and Governor Inslee, and esteemed members of this chamber. I am humbled by this tremendous honor. Harmony Hill has been a grace, grit, and gratitude-filled adventure. Amazing people have shown up to help, and I'm grateful for every one of them. Thank you. Last time I was in this chamber was actually more than 40 years ago, when the Nurse Practice Act was being voted on, and hundreds of citizens from rural communities, especially Darrington, where I was working as a nurse practitioner, were here pitching for the expanded role of the nurse. The bill passed, and my life has never been the same. The thread of nursing has been woven around my heart and has been the core of my life work. There's a poem about the thread by William Stafford that I'd like to share. It's brief. The way it is. There's a thread you follow. It goes amongst things that change, but it doesn't change. People wonder about what you are pursuing. You have to explain about the thread, but it's hard for others to see. When you hold it, you can't get lost. Tragedies happen, people get hurt or die, and you suffer and get old. Nothing you can do can stop time's unfolding. You never let go of the thread. My heartfelt thanks for the great work all of you are doing for the state of Washington. Come visit Harmony Hill. Never let go of the thread. Thank you so much.
The President now has the honor to present to you Representative David Sawyer for the purpose of introducing and honoring Medal of Merit recipient Billy Frank, Jr.
Billy Frank, Jr. is a world-renowned tribal leader. He dedicated his life to salmon, the environment, and peace between diverse cultures. Billy's activism began when he was 14, with the arrest on the banks of the Nisqually River. He refused to simply stop fishing. Billy was an integral part and a player in the fight for treaty fishing rights. The fish wars between the Pacific Northwest Indian tribes and the state of Washington escalated to a fever pitch in the 1960s, and the Nisqually Indian endured brutal clashes in the fallout. Billy became the longtime chairman of the Northwest Indian Fisheries Commission. He was a witness in the Bolt decision, and he facilitated strong relationships between competing interests that revived the Nisqually watershed. But even into his 80s, Billy circled the globe to assist indigenous people in saving their own cultures and the environment. The late U.S. Senator Dan Inouye, he nominated Billy for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2010. Mr. Frank, or as my script says, Mr. Frank, but Billy would be upset if I called him that, Billy was devoted to the salmon, with the hope of carrying out the work of his father, Willie Frank Sr., who is believed to be the last full-blooded Nisqually Indian. Billy Frank Jr. died May 5th, 2014, at the age of 83. In my opinion, he was the greatest civil rights hero in our state's history, and it's an honor to present this award to his children today.
My brother and I we're truly honored to be here today to accept this award on behalf of my dad. You know, we wish he was still here with us right now, but he is here in spirit with us and looking down on everybody in this room. You know, we thank the state of Washington for this award. You know, he devoted his whole life to protecting our treaty rights, protecting our salmon, protecting our way of life. You know, but his biggest thing was his relationships. You know, he was one of a kind that could sit in the room with the state and make things happen, you know, and he paved the way for all of us. And I truly believe that, you know, we have to keep his legacy going, keep what he wanted going, you know, as far as the tribes, the state working together for the best interest of our natural resource. And, you know, we're truly honored to be here, and we're honored that all of our family and friends were able to be here today to accept this, you know. He had a lot of nieces and nephews and family members, so we're all honored to be here today. Thank you very much.
And now it is a great privilege and honor for me to introduce His Excellency Governor Jay Inslee.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Speaker, Secretary Wyman, Chief Justice Madsen, members of Washington State Legislature. We gather here today to recognize persons whose acts of bravery in the face of personal risk to themselves necessitate a unique honor by the citizens of the state of Washington. These persons are not necessarily part of our dedicated law enforcement organizations, our firefighters, or our rescue personnel, but simply average citizens who responded to moments of crisis with complete selflessness. Long ago, the state determined that there were true Washington heroes whose courageous actions were deserving of special recommendation and recognition. The State of Washington Medal of Valor was therefore created to establish a law to recognize any person who has saved or attempted to save the life of another at the risk of serious injury or death to themselves. But because we are forward-thinking in our state, lawmakers recognized last year that sometimes giving this honor to an individual alone is insufficient. Sometimes in the face of great loss and tragedy, when an entire community rises up to save others, an entire community is therefore entitled to this recognition. And such is the case with the communities that rose up to save their families, friends, and neighbors during the catastrophic mudslide that struck on March 22nd, 2014. So today I'm honored to help recognize the tremendous acts of heroism and compassion by the communities of Oso, Darrington, Arlington, and the Soxiato tribe. Members of these communities together assisted in the rescue, recovery, and relief efforts following the historic disaster. And on behalf of nearly 7 million Washingtonians, I offer heartfelt thanks to these entire communities for their service during one of the greatest natural disasters in our state's history. And as a personal note, this is the Medal of Valor, which denotes bravery. But having been in these communities for weeks and months after this, I can tell you that the intense light of their individual acts of bravery were met by the intense warmth of their thousands of acts of compassion to help their communities heal. Thank you.
The President now has the honor to present to you Chief Justice Barbara Mattson for the purpose of introducing and honoring our Medal of Valor recipients.
Thank you. It's a great honor for me to be here to be a participant in this extraordinary day. On the morning of March 22nd, 2014, a devastating landslide occurred between Oso and Darrington, killing 43 people and destroying about 40 homes. The Oso landslide is the deadliest in U.S. history. It buried a square mile of the Stillaguamish River Valley under a blanket of mud, clay, trees, and floodwater. The Medal of Valor is presented to the many individuals from the communities of Oso, Darrington, Arlington, and Soxhawtl tribe who risked injury and death and made great personal sacrifice to assist in the rescue, recovery, and relief efforts that followed the tragedy. These heroes dug through mud to find survivors and victims, lent and used equipment and machinery to aid in the rescue effort, organized town hall meetings, recruited volunteers, coordinated fundraising, helped hold their communities together with meals, comfort, prayers, and housing. Accepting on behalf of the City of Arlington is Brantley Stupi. Brantley?
Thank you. Thank you, everyone here. I'd like to start off by saying thank you on behalf of the Arlington, Oso, Darrington, and Soxhawtl communities. I know myself and all the people with me today feel greatly honored to be accepting this award. But it is because of the amazing people in our community and the timeless efforts of all the firefighters, search and rescue workers, and all other volunteer groups too numerous to mention that we are receiving this award. It is through this great tragedy, like all great tragedies, that challenge the human spirit. But such a thing brings out the best in all of us. For this reason, and through the strength, resiliency, and love of our community, we have remained undaunted. The battle for healing is ongoing, but through continued unity, in time, all will heal. With that being said, thank you again on behalf of our community for this tremendous honor.
Accepting this honor on behalf of the town of Darrington is Quinn Nations.
Thank you. We sure are a tall drink of water. You know, we appreciate it on behalf of Darrington. It's quite the honor. but I hope you have about 2,000 more of them, because there's a lot of people here that deserve one of them. And I think Steve Scaglin said it best when he made a statement about the slide. He said, "Look what the American people can do if you just untie their hands." Chew on that one for a little bit. Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
We're going to take this home, boys.
And accepting on behalf of the community of Oso is Willie Harper.
We're a great community. Let's get a picture taken out.
I'll start by saying thank you. It's an honor to be up here with all the recipients. It's an honor to be here to represent my town, our town. It's not my town. Somebody stated that day our community grew, and it certainly did. It grew beyond Arlington. It grew beyond Darrington and Soxhawtla. We had so many people helping us that day, and some words that people keep throwing or saying are humble and compassion, and you just can't imagine how much those words ring true, and there's so many people that come to help your community. The looks on the faces, the people that came to help changed after those few weeks. And some of those faces haven't changed since then. We still have community members that are struggling, and it's not just bureaucracy. Sometimes it's just trying to connect those people to the right people that can help them. And so I hope as people recognize how great our communities were, and it's an honor to accept this, I hope they remember that it's a long road ahead of us, but we wouldn't be where we're at today if it wasn't for all the community members that stepped up. So thank you. Thank you.
And finally, accepting on behalf of the Soxhawtla Indian Tribe is Vice Chair Kevin Lennon.
Thank you. As a small sovereign nation of American Indians, the Soxhawtla Indian Tribe of Darrington, Washington, shares the belief of all our tribal nations that the earth is our mother, and that the Creator resides beyond the skies and within our own beings. While we strive to protect our Mother Earth, so does she shelter us in so many ways from harm. But there are times when the simple shifting of her garment may catch us in her movements, and we are harmed. No one can explain the unnatural landslide event, and we are shocked and saddened that our friends and neighbors of Washington lost their lives in such a massive shift of the earth. There were families, mothers, fathers, grandparents, and aunts and uncles, and so many precious children. And there were visiting individuals who were traveling through the area. We performed our very sacred smudging and feeding the river ceremonies in reverence of our mother, and to offer gratitude to the Creator that these lives were shared with us for a time. We are humbled by the honor bestowed by the legislature and the governor of this great state of Washington, recognizing our assistance in that horrible hour of devastation. We We are all small communities who live in the valleys of these beautiful mountains. We can most respectfully honor the memories of the precious lost ones by working together to build a strong and inviting community for the world to come and see and share, and forever implant the importance of the names and the lives of those who have moved on to another world. We dedicate this honor you have bestowed on us to the lives lost, to those who work so diligently to save lives and recover those who suffered death. And in their honor, we pledge to work diligently with our neighboring communities, cities, and governments to build a bright world of earthly beauty and a healthy human spirit. Thank you.
And we have these honored guests here. We have others in the gallery that were all a part of this incredible effort. So the President would like to recognize the honored guests in our galleries who have joined us today from the city of Arlington, the town of Darrington, the community of Oso, and the Soxhawtl Indian tribe. Will you all please stand and be recognized by the Chamber? So thank you very much to all of our honorees that are with us today for your courage, for your example. We're very proud to honor all of you. The state of Washington is truly blessed to have a remarkable people who give so much of themselves and their time to enrich our communities. Through their selfless deeds, the citizens that we have had an opportunity to recognize here today represent the best of that spirit. So on behalf of a grateful state, we truly appreciate what all of you have done for the people of the great state of Washington. Thank you all once again very much. Now, before I have the committees of honor come and escort our distinguished guests from the chamber, I do have a very important question that is laying on the minds of all of you out there. And that is, Brantley, how old are you? Senator Pearson, I suggest that you work very hard in your district. So will the Committee of Honor please come forward and escort the Distinguished Medal of Merit and Valor recipients from the chambers. Representatives Mia Gregerson, Dan Christensen, Elizabeth Scott, Senators Karen Fraser, and Senator Kirk Pearson. And if all of you just come up on the sides, okay? Will the Committee of Honor please come forward and escort His Excellency Governor Inslee from the Chamber, Representative Joan McBride, Mark Harmsworth, Senators Pramila Jayapal and Pam Roach. Will the Committee of Honor please come forward and escort the distinguished statewide elected officials from the chambers, Representative Marcus Faselli, David Hughes, Senators Brian Dansel, and Rosemary McAuliffe. Will the Committee of Honor please come forward and escort the distinguished Supreme Court justices from the chambers, Representative Christine Kilduff, Norma Smith, Senators Mike Padden and Christine Rolfes. The representative from the 47th District, Representative Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the joint session now be dissolved.
Representative Sullivan has moved that the joint session now be resolved. As many are in favor would say aye. As many as opposed would say no. The ayes have it. The motion carries. Mr. Speaker, it's always a pleasure. Thank you very much for everything that your staff has done to make this an incredibly exciting and successful event. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you. Will the Sergeant at Arms of the House and the Sergeant at Arms of the Senate please come forward and escort the President of the Senate, Brad Owen, and members of the Washington State Senate from the House chamber. With consent of the House, we will advance to the 11th order of business, hearing no objections. So ordered. With consent of the House will now adjourn until 10 a.m. Thursday, March 19th, the 67th legislative day, hearing no objection. So ordered. The House is now adjourned until 10 a.m. Thursday, March 19th.
TVW proudly brings you coverage of the people, places, and issues that you care about. Check out the rest of this video by clicking the link in the description, and make sure to visit tvw.org to stay connected to your government.